Hey everyone, movement is so important for those dealing with axial spondyloarthritis and ankylosing spondylitis. The Spondylitis Association of America is doing its part to help motivate all of us in the spondy community to get moving with a special event called Walk Your A.S. Off. In this episode of A.S. Info Share, we are kicking off our two-part series with Sean Ewert, the Director of Member Engagement for the SAA. In this episode, we'll get into why it's so important to celebrate the special event and how it can change your daily habits to help you manage your condition. Stay tuned. Information provided in this podcast should not be considered medical advice. We encourage all listeners to consult their healthcare professionals for medical concerns. Thank you. Before we dive into this important discussion, a quick favor. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or Amazon Music, follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can also connect with our community on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and Reddit. Be sure to visit asinfoshare.com for deeper dives, community updates, and product recommendations specifically for those of us living with this condition. If you find value in these conversations, consider supporting us at Buy Me a Coffee via the link in the show notes. Your support helps us keep sharing these vital stories. Now, let's get back to the show. Hello everyone, we're here with Sean Ewert, Director of Member Engagement at Spondylitis Association of America. Sean, thank you for joining us today.
It's my pleasure.
Tell us a little about yourself and what you do.
Well, as you said, I'm the Director of Member Engagement, and I'm often the first person that you'll meet either on a Zoom call or a phone call or an email. I answer a lot of inquiries. I help people that want to fundraise for us or get involved in events like Walk Your A.S. Off. And I'm really great at sending people to resources that will help them live better lives.
Now let's get into Walk Your A.S. Off. For those who are new, how did Walk Your A.S. Off begin and how did it become such a staple for our community?
So Jenna Vischer and some other volunteers started Walk as One, which was a nonprofit, but also their signature event was Walk Your AS Off. And Walk Your AS Off has always been a community engagement and an advocacy awareness program. Groups around the world used it. They worked with Walk as One and Walk Your AS Off. ASIF, other international groups worked with them, and they had some stuff like you could get steps to the moon, you could walk to the moon. That was one of their campaigns. The other one is the 1,000,000 steps, so you can do 1,000,000 steps in a year. They did a beautiful job keeping this grassroots, super personal, super volunteer led, and good stories behind it. And it was vibrant for a really long time. Their leadership changed. It was time for another group to come in and keep the flame going for Walk Your AS Off. And SAA stepped in, and we were able to attach the walk into our initiatives. So our initiatives are awareness, advocacy, education, research, and support. So we've sort of turned it a little bit into a fundraising thing as well. Folks around the world can still log in on our website and track their steps. And if folks want to raise money for SAA, you can do that as well from the landing page. But also a lot of folks engage with Walk Your AS Off internationally for the awareness part of it. So it's a global day of awareness and celebrating the patients living with this disease.
So how do they get their steps into the site? Does it sync up with their, whether it's a Fitbit or an Apple Watch or whatever device that they have, or how do they get it into the site?
It's such a great question. And we went a little old school. So it's an honor system. So when you log into the website, you can register to the website, and everyone, you can register for a free account. And then when you go to the dashboard, you log in, and it takes you right to a little place called My Steps on the left. When you click on that and you go into the My Steps section, there's a step counter waiting for you. And it works really well. I just did it a couple days ago. You could put your steps in daily, monthly, whatever. I put them in monthly because I have pretty much the same average every day. And it'll tally them for you, and it'll keep track. And if you're not on a team, it'll know that. It'll try to add you to a team or give you the opportunity to start a team. So you can walk alone, that's fine. The whole point of this is I can pull a report and I can see how the teams are doing and how the walkers are doing to help folks get to their 1,000,000-step goal, or to see which team worldwide is going to win. We do publish a top 10 of who the winner is. And then I have medals that I've sent out around the world if folks want them. And we have an online certificate you can print up, it's like, I did it, I did the walk. So yeah, it doesn't connect to a Fitbit. I wish it did, but it is the honor system. You can just log in and put them in.
Excellent. Since movement is medicine for AS, but can also be a struggle for some, how does that event accommodate people with different levels of mobility?
So I'm sure you've heard of the step converters, right? So there's step converters all over the internet. I have one that's just like a freebie that I use, that I share. So any sort of activity that you can do can be converted into steps. So if you're gardening, if you have one of those pedal things under your desk or something, if you are seated, for someone that really can't move, they have arm ones too, right? You can move arm mobility things. So anything you can do, even if it's seemingly not as crazy as like walking around or running around the block or whatever, it can convert it to steps. Literally anyone can do this. And you don't have to have spondyloarthritis to do this either. You can be a friend of someone. I have lots of friends who do this. They don't have AS. But pretty much any activity can be converted to steps. That was a long answer. I'm sorry. Was that what you're looking for?
That was great. But let me ask you this. Where do they get the converters again? Is it on your site, or they have
to? So they're on the internet. You can just literally put into ChatGPT or put into the browser a step converter, and there's usually a form. It's like sometimes a static, very 1998 looking like document that someone's put together, and it says bike 1 hour equals 3,000 steps or something like that. I use it all the time because I bike a lot, and it's just like, oh well, or I did yard work one day. I told my family, I was like, you know what, I'm not walking today because I did 3 hours of yard work. That's got to count.
Yeah.
But they're widely available, and honestly, most folks use their Fitbit or whatever, and they look at their watch, and I actually think Fitbits might do some of this conversion as well. You just can kind of look at it and then take that number and throw it into our website. So there's really, it's not too complicated.
Excellent. How does the team-based nature of a virtual walk help fight the isolation that often comes with an invisible illness?
I love that question, and I'm so glad you put it in here. That is really, really at the heart of this thing, is to get folks to walk with you. If there is someone that you do normally walk with, to do that. If there's someone you want to connect with that you haven't connected with for a while, reach out to them and say, I'm doing this walk. You want to walk with me today, for an hour, and we can just talk, or, half hour or whatever. I have found that folks email me with pictures that I sort of know all got together and did some walking together, and they took a picture and they sent it to me, or they're wearing their t-shirt or whatever. So this walk is designed to be done as a community with other people to encourage folks to get out and move. That honestly, that is like the bottom line. Just get out and walk. And we hope people will fundraise. We hope people will walk with other people. We hope that you'll wear the gear. But in the end, if you do this 1 year and you're like, I really liked walking, I kind of built a habit. Thanks, SAA. Thanks, Walk Your AS Off. The mission is completed. It's just to keep people moving.
Excellent. What are some of the most inspiring stories or milestones you've seen come out of the past walks?
Oh my gosh. So we put several stories up on the landing page at spondylitis.org. And Cookie Hopper, who is very well known in this community, she's the one that started Faces of AS years ago. She wrote the most beautiful testimonial that do you mind if I read it?
Go right ahead.
Okay. She wrote, I have in the past worn myself thin, being a support system to others, but not to myself. So I finally decided it was time to give the gift of acceptance to myself. On February 8th, 2023, I started tracking my steps, hoping I could do 1 million steps in a year. I forced myself not to set daily goals, and I was really shocked how the steps really added up. And by December 6th, 2023, I had reached 1 million steps.
Wow.
Like that, if you know Cookie, which many, many people do who will probably listen to this podcast, she's just a very sweet, wonderful person. But to hear her tell that story to me over the phone when I transcribed it to get it ready to put up on our website, and I asked her if it was okay, and she said it was fine if I shared it. She literally, A, didn't really know how many steps she walked, and B, didn't think that she could even participate in this thing because she was having, some mobility stuff and she wasn't able to keep up, which, how she thought she should be able to keep up. And she gave it a try and she hit her 1 million steps in a year. So it seems like such a little thing, but I personally just started a gym program back in July of 2024. And I promised myself I was going to go 3 days a week. That's my goal, 3 days a week, so that I could pick up my father who became ill. And my left arm was really struggling. I'm like, okay, this isn't good. My left arm is going, what's going on? So I could really relate to Cookie when she committed to that, to hit that for the, that carrot dangling in front of her. Why am I doing this? And I asked people to ask them, why are you walking with us? Should you walk with us? Yes, but why personally is it important for you?
That's an amazing story. That's awesome. We kind of hit on this one already, but how do people sign up and where exactly do the funds raised go to support the community?
Absolutely. So again, spondylitis.org, and you can navigate around to the Get Involved tab and then just sort of scroll over to the left to Walk Your AS Off. The landing page is waiting for you. That has a lot of information. First, you log in at the website, like on the top, and then it'll take you to your account. And then when you're in your account, you go to My Steps. And then when you're in My Steps, it'll show you how to log your steps. And there's also an opportunity to start your fundraising page there. But you can also do that from the Walk landing page. All funds, we don't have government funding. We don't receive government funds at SAA. And everything that comes in helps us with awareness, advocacy, education, research, and support, and helps us with our support groups. It helps us with unrestricted funds. You can absolutely donate to research. You would probably have to make a separate donation for that, because the way the campaign is set right now, it kind of just comes in unrestricted to help our support groups and educational seminars and stuff. If you had a larger need, like you were very passionate about research and you wanted all your stuff to come in that way, you could just talk with me and I could help folks designate that. But yeah, every penny helps. No amount is too small.
So this is one of the things, I was talking with Michael Mallinson about, and one of the things that World AS Day and the Walk Your AS Off, they kind of are on that same weekend. And for us, it should be treated like a holiday. Should we be treating this event like a celebration, or what are some of the ways the community can shift the focus from, struggle to resilience?
Right. It's a great question. So ironically, to start, let's talk about the celebration, because it's actually easier to start from there. So the Global Spondyloarthritis Summit is happening May 1st and 2nd online with SAA. And then World AS Day is also May 2nd. But Sunday, May 3rd is Walk Your AS Off Day, where I will be in a Zoom room all day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific to give folks a chance to check in and say, hello, hey, I'm out here walking, or hey, today's my last day for fundraising. I'm trying to encourage people to walk with me and I want to just show them what I'm doing. But that's new this year, to add a Walk Your AS Off day into the Sunday. But to answer your question, Walk Your AS Off can actually be done all year long. So the million step goal goes all the way to the end of December, to December 31st. So we encourage people to walk January, December, all the time, to log your steps in all year, not just during AS month. Although AS month is when the competition is for the teams to have all their steps in by the end of the month. And then I have a little online thing, June 1st, 2nd, 3rd, where I'm like, who won? Who got the most steps? But back to Michael's point, it should be a year-long habit, and it should be something that you are constantly talking about. I mean, I don't know if you can, I know this is an audio thing, but I'm actually wearing my Walk Your AS Off t-shirt from last year. I wear it to the gym. People look at me kind of crazy because they think it says Walk Your Ass Off. And of course, it says Walk Your AS Off. But it works. A few people have asked me questions about it. I personally think it's a personal campaign all year long. It's just SAA tries to give as much visibility on that weekend when other parts of the world and businesses understand that that's a World AS Day where we have our most obvious visibility. Does that make any sense?
No, it makes perfect sense.
It shouldn't just be one celebration, one and done, because everyone lives with this disease for the whole year. It's a hidden disability. It doesn't go away when AS month is over. I mean,
so World AS Day falls right before the walk. How do we use these 2 days to educate the outside world while making our own community feel seen?
It's sort of like how Family History Day falls on Thanksgiving. You know about that, right? So World Family History Day or whatever is on Thanksgiving. So they did it so when people are around the table at Thanksgiving, they'll also talk about other diseases or things are going on with dad or grandma or whatever, so that people can talk about through, how things run in families, and you get yourself checked out for whatever. I sort of feel like this is sort of the same way. We try to hit it from different directions, like an educational point of view, a cultural point of view, an exercise point of view, so that however people in your life might want to interact with you, you can share these different parts of living with AS with them so they have a better understanding of what it's like to live with this, frankly, unpredictable disease, right? It's just different for everybody. You and I spoke a little bit before our conversation. Your journey is different than somebody else's. So, yeah.
What are the most creative traditions or ways you've seen teams celebrate?
A lot of color coordination. That seems to be, I've seen pictures from years past. I've seen folks have crazy hats. Last year and this year, ASIF is promoting an orange shoelace program. SAA does have some of these shoelaces. We invested in some last year and we still have some this year. Other Spondylitis Association of America types of charities around the world that do what we do, I believe they're also doing the same thing, and they have orange shoelaces. So I've seen people tie the shoelaces around their necks, around their wrists. I've seen people sort of customize their shirt, like they'll write some stuff, or I've seen one person, I think in ink or a pen, wrote who they walk for on their shirt. I did a suicide walk years ago, and actually you could write in, your person on the back, which was really nice way to remember them.
Since we aren't all in one physical place, what does the finish line actually look like? How can we celebrate our milestones together online?
Absolutely. So Sunday, May 3rd, when I'm in that Zoom room for 9 hours, that party trick of me somehow staying awake in front of a camera for 9 hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, is an opportunity to have some closure, right? If folks have been wanting to communicate with someone else, at SAA that they've been walking, we invite people from around the world to register and chime in. Now, it is early in the month, and the rest of the month you can still walk, and there's the team challenges are still going on through the end of May. Because it is a virtual walk, it can be kind of your design. There's a natural end on May 31st for the team challenge, so that one's natural. May 3rd, you can see it as a kickoff for yourself or the end. If you're not interested in doing the team challenge and you just kind of want to have a day where you are like, yeah, I'm going to walk today and I'm going to remember SAA and this is what I'm doing, May 3rd is your day. If you're just doing the team challenge, May 31st could be your deadline and you're kind of done. Or December 31st, if you want to walk the full year like Cookie did and get your 1,000,000 steps in. So the big deal is to stay in touch with me, which I'm sure you'll be able to share my email address with everyone that is listening to this. And I can help them with any walk-related questions or getting them signed up or some swag or some fundraising. So the weekend is a chance to figure out how you want to do this. May 3rd is a natural start or end date. May 31st is a natural end date. And then December 31st is another one.
So for those listeners who are, just hearing about this for the first time, May 3rd could be a great kickoff day and be a part of it moving forward. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Sure. This has been fun.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Best walking shoes.
I like what you wrote, whatever's by the door. Definitely, I will say though, like plantar fasciitis definitely runs in our patient pool. I have it myself, and I don't have AS, but I definitely look for something that's supportive, but kind of not too supportive, because sometimes that hurts too, right? To have extra, like a really strong high arch thing. So whatever works for you. As my personal trainer once said to me, it's all about science.
Yeah. Walking fuel, coffee, water, or an electrolyte drink?
It's always great to be hydrated. We absolutely suggest you stay as hydrated as you can, especially where you live. And as you know, having AS, the weather can have a huge impact on how you feel that day or how stiff you are. So I would take into account the weather too, right? If it's super hot and you want to walk, you might want to think about it and stay hydrated. So hydrate.
All right. What would be the Walk Your AS Off anthem?
I saw this one and I really struggled. I don't know. I would say that your walk playlist really needs to be something you like to listen to. Like, it's probably not the time to experiment with something you're not sure about. I know for me, I'm busy, you're probably busy too. If I know I've got a half hour to get this done, make yourself a fun playlist that's got a good, BPM. I know I just aged myself, beats per minute, man. Right. But matches your cadence so that you're going to want to walk. I know other folks that listen to podcasts while they're walking, which is 100%, or books on tape or whatever, that's fine. I know for me, I can get lazy. I need some energizing. So I would say anything with a good BPM.
I was going to say I would walk 500 miles.
No, that's good. That's good. That's excellent.
That was Sean Ewert, the Director of Member Engagement for the Spondylitis Association of America. Tune in to our next episode as we continue our conversation with Sean as he gives special tips for those dealing with the condition and insight into the SAA. In the meantime, remember to sign up for Walk Your AS Off at spondylitis.org/walk-your-as-off, or look in the description of this podcast for the link as well as links to the SAA website. Also in the description and comments are links to create your account, to donate, and help fundraise. You can also find the Zoom link to join Walk Your AS Off Day, which is again on May 3rd. And remember, this should be a celebration. So we encourage all of you to get out there and walk or celebrate any way you can. Take a photo and post it using hashtag WalkYourASOff and hashtag WYASO. There are also a ton of step converters out there, so just go onto a search engine and type in step converters. You should be able to find one easy enough. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. It helps support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and get notifications for updates and informational videos about axial spondyloarthritis or ankylosing spondylitis, and leave a comment. We really would love to hear from you. Thank you.
I wanna hear you say, this is a better day.